take away from both games. I did this in both.
I just need the apology to be as loud as the disrespect was. That's all I need. It was a bad shot, but he was out of rhythm as well.
Don't try to take up. That was a bad shot.
He was out of rhythm though.
That.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Kendall. I'm here with my man Khalil, and this is a special edition of the Wild Card.
It's the championship episode. We're gonna highlight every single champion that happened on the campus of Alabama State University.
We got 3 teams for y'all today.
Yeah, we got some great teams, and I'm gonna remind everybody of this even at the end of the episode. I'm gonna do it right now. Even if you did not make this list, it does not mean we view your team as less. Everybody is equal, but the end goal is always hoisting up the trophy. So that being said, let's get into our most recent champion, the baseball team. They had a very intense game against Southern University.
Bro, it was insane. 14
innings. I think the game lasted 5 hours. It was hot. It was very intense.
You were there in person too.
Man, it was tough. I thought that we were gonna fumble the bag.
Mm-hmm.
There were many times that it really felt like we were gonna pull some ASU type stuff. You know, some ASU type stuff is everybody in the ASU world knows what that means. We know how Alabama State sports work. But overall, we hoisted the trophy at the end, and that's all that matters. And the standout player of this game, and the standout player of this year was Corey King. He won Player of the Year, Hitter of the Year, and Newcomer of the Year. So shout out to him.
Big awards too. That's 3 big awards. Like, that's no slouch. That's 3 big awards.
So, and he's also going to be around for a couple more years. So that's always going to be a big plus for us.
Yeah.
So we also got to talk about the Cody. Coach Jose Vasquez did his thing, putting his team together. His first championships with the Hornets since 2017. They also had 5 all-conference All-Americans, all-conference players, I'm sorry. And they made the tournament. I have issues. You have issues with how that was dealt. We don't
NCAA tournament,
we don't like the way that they just throw SWAC teams against the best one. Like, I think the champion should get some type of respect because everybody that makes the tournament is not a champion.
Yeah.
So that's that. Anything else? Anything you want to say about that baseball team, or you got to?
Definitely want to give a shout out to the tournament MVP, Breon Pooler.
For sure.
We talked about him a lot this past season. You know, made a couple of best in the nest. So definitely want to give a shout out to him. They also had 3 other all tournament players as well. And like you said, you know, they were dominant for most of the season. They went 34-25 and 21-8 versus the SWAC. So they not only were they good in the regular season, but they followed it up with a great postseason as well.
Absolutely.
Moving on, though, we got men's tennis. They also won a SWAC championship, beating Jackson State University 4-1 or 4-0, excuse me. And their MVP of the tournament was Chris Andre. They also had 6 all-conference players, and they also had the SWAC Freshman of the Year, David Jane Grandinot. They had the SWAC Cody. Like,
if we pronounce your name incorrectly, we apologize, but we're trying.
Absolutely. They had the SWAC Cody, Anuk Christians, and they had a record of 12-7. They
undefeated in the SWAC.
Yeah, they went undefeated in the SWAC. They won all their games. They went 5-0 in the SWAC. One of the things that I really respect about this team is that they had a lot of like cancellations, a lot of games getting postponed. So, you know, they showed a lot of focus during the season, and that's a compliment to the coach as well and to the players. So, you know, they played well, and they had a dominant postseason run as well. So congratulations to them.
Shout out to them. Next we want to talk about our final champion of the episode. This does not mean that you are any less valued than the other ones. Everybody's a champion. Everybody gets the ring at the end of the day. But we want to talk about women's bowling. Another victory over Southern. That's 2 Southern victories in 1 episode. Isn't that a standout? Yeah, shout out to Louisiana. But you know, they picked up a 4-3 win over Southern in the SWAC championship. Their all SWAC leader was Savannah Razor. They went 92-47 overall, 17-7 in the SWAC, and they won their first SWAC championship since 2017. We want to give a special shout out to the ringleader of it all, Coach Andrew Chapman. Shout out to him. And really and truly, shout out to all of the teams that not only they won a championship, but all the teams that competed this season, because we know how hard and all the work they put in, the blood, sweat, tears, and the sacrifice. Because this is the first year off COVID, and it's interesting.
Yeah, and like we said earlier when we were discussing these are teams that don't usually get a lot of shine, especially the last two teams, the tennis and bowling. So we definitely want to give them a special shout out. Congratulations to them. Like you said, it's not easy to win a championship in any sport. And these three teams were able to do that. They brought it back to the school, and we showered them with praise at some points, but I feel like we could have done a better job. But we definitely want to give them their credit on this show. And I really want to see if they're going to repeat next year. I really do.
That's the goal. It's always the goal. That's what makes you special. Winning one is cool, but can you go 2? Can you go 3? Can you go 4? So on and so forth. Can you become a powerhouse? But over here at the Wild Card, we always give flowers. And that's where, if you want your flowers, come talk to us. That's all I got to say.
Absolutely.
But we appreciate you guys tuning in this special edition of the Wild Card. We will do this again next year. We may even have to do it at the end of the fall. And hopefully the football team is on there. Hopefully the volleyball team. The soccer team. We hope everybody makes that list. But overall, thank you guys for tuning in this episode. Follow our Instagram at Wildcard2K. Also follow the Hornet Tribune for all your ASU news, campus news, worldwide news, whatever you need. We got it. And we out. Peace.